Hello, it's a great southern ancient miniature man here, and I've got a video about some Garamantian infantry that I've made from a variety of different sets. Just give you a little view here, and then I'll talk you through some of the components I've used to put this together, and also some of the interesting history about the Garamantian Empire. There's a bit of a view of these boys. So they're predominantly made from Perry miniatures, and two main kits have been involved in this. We have the Afghan tribal warriors from 1800 to 1900, mostly used for their cool turbaned heads, and then the majority of the bodies are also the Perry, but these are the Sudanese, again from the 1800s. So obviously I've used the bits that are more ancient looking, so I haven't had any guns and so on. We've got a couple of slingers at the back. So they're the main kits I've used. Then you see there's a fair bit of customization. So all the spears are made from, in fact, these, just the fronds off a cheap plastic broom, cut off and then painted up. And I think they give a reasonable kind of bamboo appearance. The shields themselves, the sort of cowhide shields, they were custom made from this basic kind of modeling putty stuff you can get from any hobby store, very cheap, and you just shape them and then put them in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes to harden them up and then paint them. So they were quite easy to make, and I'm fairly happy with the results of that. So that's the Garamantians. The civilization, the history, quite fascinating. Obviously they were in the deserts of modern day Libya, some hundreds of kilometers inland, very dry, very arid even back then, and they had quite a sophisticated system of using underground aquifers to channel water, to enable irrigation, significant date palm plantations and all sorts of other sort of cereal crops. They were also on an important trade route from sub-Saharan Africa up to the north coast of Africa, and interacted a lot with the Roman Empire once that came to dominate the region. Sometimes their interactions were harmonious, and there was some trade, and apparently they supplied a lot of the wild animals that were used in the Colosseum in Rome, for example. Other times they were at war with the Roman Empire and clashed significantly, in many battles with them. They also had a written language, apparently based on the ancient Libyan, fairly simple language, or not simple, but a language of kind of various shapes, circles, squares, squiggly lines. I gather it hasn't been able to be fully translated. They are probably most renowned for having 4-horse chariots and a formidable cavalry, which I may get around to building some at a later date, but at this stage I'm pretty happy with the infantry. The only other thing I didn't mention in terms of the building was I've done these cloaks for them, and they're all out of just green stuff that I've shaped and painted later. So that's the Garamantian infantry. I hope you like it. I think they're very interesting models, not a civilization obviously covered by big commercial kits, but actually not that difficult to knock up yourself. So thanks, hope you enjoy it. Usual thing, bang on the bell, like, subscribe, and save the world. Thanks, see ya.